Where's the snobby right there, everyone? I see there's someone in the. Alright, I'll be over there in just a second. Oh, the microphone got that. Sorry. That was loud. I'm just trying to. Alright, let's go put some tools away. Let's see how my chat shows on the computer over there. Oh, there it is. Okay. I got so much stuff in here, everybody. We gotta clean this mess up. Can I like my own stream? I can't. Okay. All right. We got someone watching. Maybe that's me. I don't know if I can. I don't think it would show me. All right. Let's bring up. Continue to stream here. No. So this will be like the first sort of live stream here in the shop. I don't know how it's going to go. I took very little effort in setting any of this up because I can't find my tools anymore. So I got to do something about that. It'd be awesome to be able to find tools and be more organized. All right, here's my stream. So there's 2 people watching. So maybe that's this computer and someone else. We're going to mute it. All right. Little delay there. It's really slow. Is it slow on your end? I have really, my contacts are just totally fried. I should just go throw my glasses on quick. I will be right back. I need to get one of those screens. All right, that's you, Austin. All right, I'm back. Rob said the audio is fine, and that's okay. Oh my gosh, we got 4 people in the chat. Good evening, everyone. I am just running a tad behind here. Rob said the audio is fine from his pad, so yes, I can hear it. All the background music. It's uncopyrighted background music. Oh, I had to get my contacts out. They felt like flaming melons or volcanoes in my eye hole. What are you D-Gens getting into tonight? Westy, what's going on, man? I'm cleaning off my toolbox because I went to find a 5 millimeter Allen today, or I couldn't find it. So I thought, just do a live stream and put tools away and chat about whatever anybody wants to chat about. Oh shoot, I have a few things on the toolbox that I don't know if the tubes would like, and I don't think you guys can see it yet, but we're just gonna cover that up there. That's probably not good. I'll just put that here. So here in Wisconsin, we have things that it's like they're like a tool, and that's what I think. It's like a tool. It's like a parachute. If you need one and you don't have it, well, you're never going to need one again. But we got those put away, so should be all good there. How was the press conference, Westy? What did you think about it? I haven't checked it out yet. Got to keep your eyes on those alien wrenches. They grow legs and run away. They do. Or the shop gnomes. The shop gnomes are always in here getting things. It's just ridiculous. I thought about putting the camera a little bit more here, have it, up above, but again, I'm just jabbering. Pretty lame presser. Yeah, I caught the very tail end. Despite all the other awesome creators out there, I checked out the Guru for a quick second before I jumped on here, and he was just, yeah, I'm not excited about that. I wish I would have checked out someone else just for like a heads up on what the presser was, but it didn't sound like much. O'Malley just shuts up when he gets in front of a camera. Rob, I don't know, what would he be up to? He's got to be short. There's not a lot of good talkers. They just need to bring Strickland back. Who cares about what fight? Like, just bring him back for the talk. We just want to see the talk. Or I do. As far as Strickland at a presser. The fights, that's a different story as far as his fighting style goes. But yeah, those Allen head shot gnomes. Okay, so I just had a text message. I'm like still trying to chill out, so if I seem wound up, I'm sorry, but so normally I don't deal with work out like after 6 o'clock. I don't want to talk to people about work related stuff, but yet I have the shop. They contact me, which is awesome. That's good to be wanted, and I'm glad I can provide value to others as well. But with like at 10 o'clock at night, and then I went out of my way the other day to stop by his house and look at the car, and I told him, hey, you need I say sorry like a Canadian. Well, it's just up there, eh? So we're in southern Wisconsin. Maybe it's trickled down far enough. That's funny. Rob, my neighbor Rob, spends a lot of time in the UP shredding on snowboards. And his girlfriend, Dr. Jessie, has a residency on one of those awesome islands up there as well. So that's really rad. But not, it's the UP there, and yeah, say sorry like a Canadian. So anyway, I stopped at the guy's house. I stopped at his house. I got referred, actually. So I was referred, which is awesome. I love it when somebody gives me a referral. Now I'm going to have to go back to this person before this person. It's like if you were in an altercation, you want to report it and like give the facts first so that the story can't get discombobulated in the works. And so I was referred to this, I'm a Toyota guy, looked at the Toyota. I said, your key is wore out. It's shot. Like your key's not working. You need a new key and a cylinder, or go get a new key cut. Maybe it might work, but it's probably not good. And you need to replace the guts, and I thought he was just going to want a used ignition switch, lock, cylinder, the whole assembly. A lot of them you can get off the steering columns and swap them from car to car if that's what it needs. And the key was just shot. It was shot. And so I said, you need a new switch. And that's my fault. In a sense, I did say the switch, which means the electrical portion back there, not the mechanical portion that your key slides in and out of. But regardless, I thought we were going to do a used one anyway. I would just take the bolts, unplug it, grab the keys, we're out, and do it that way. So he had the balls to text me at 10 o'clock at night and say, it wasn't the switch like you thought. It was the key. I had to have a locksmith come out and make a new tumbler for the key. And I said, please don't ever contact me again. And I blocked him. And I just, maybe that was a little overreactive, but like, dude, I'm done. If that's what you got to, like, I didn't even charge him to stop and look at the car. It was on my way. He messaged me numerous times to come back and look at it. And I said, no, I'm not in the area. But if I am again, I'll certainly stop and look at it. And I did. And I didn't charge him at all. And you need a switch. And 10 o'clock at night. Oh, by the way, it's not what you thought it was, but it's exactly what you said it was. So I don't know. I just jump. I get frustrated about that. You say rad like a Californian. So when I was like 16 years old, my cousin and I went to Oregon, the state. So we're going to get down this. Frankie would probably love this. I think he's in the vernacular arts. He's into the word scene. And I'm not, as you can hear. And so my cousin and I, we went to Oregon, the state. And out there, the girls that we met were like, oh my gosh, you say Oregon, because it's Oregon. There's also a town like 15 minutes from here called Oregon. And everybody for my whole life has always called this little town Oregon. And it's spelled the same as the state. But we get out there and it's Oregon. Everybody's saying it's Oregon. And it was just really funny. In Wisconsin, we say our O is funny. And that might be a little Canadian there too. Crystal stopping in to say hi. Hi, Crystal. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in to say hi. I've been a subscriber for a while. I jumped over to your page real quick today to just give it a quick gander, and then I got sidetracked instantly, but I will check out some of your awesome farm videos. I saw one of you holding a chicken. Excuse me. I don't know how well the mic works there. And it reminded me of a story, and I wish I could probably pull up the picture, but it'd be a lot of extra. And I will here. Maybe I can go over to the other computer to do it. But my son, just a few years ago, before our dog passed away, our neighbors have chickens and they have a rooster. And his name was Rufus. He was this big rooster. And he would come right here in the shop and he would do his cockle-doodle-doo right here and walk right through out this door over here. And just go about his day. He would let me just walk up and pick him up. And I mean, he had big spurs. It was a big rooster. Super cool, though. Didn't care about the dog. The dog didn't care about the chickens. And so my son is sitting on the couch in the house with our dog, Daisy, who's a Springer Spaniel, a bird dog, holding Rufus, the rooster, this big 20-pound rooster. And then I think we got our cat Dweezil, to sit down on the couch as well. So we had Dweezil, the rooster, and Daisy, and my son is just sitting there like that. I just thought it was pretty cool. Yes, Crystal, you're an awesome moderator. I used to live out in Wisconsin. Where? Where in Wisconsin here? We're in the New Glarus area, so southern, just out of the insanity that Madison is encompassed by. So I'm not in Dane County. We're out just out of that a little bit. So, yeah, I love this state. I love the driftless region. Very cool. A lot of history. A lot of history here. A lot of not the best history. I don't really care for. I guess when you really think about it, how we. I mean, it's great to be here. I'm super happy to be alive. But a lot of Native American history right in basically my backyard or up over the hill. The glacier stopped, so for a long time, people really couldn't go much further than here because it was just an ice wall. So we've found some interesting things over the years. When I was 21, Westy says, when I was 21, me and my lady lived with 2 other couples in a farmhouse. Nice. There's some pretty cool farmhouses around here, and I imagine that also has some stories along with it. Rio, Columbus, and Portage area, about an hour out of Madison. Yep, Portage is I'm familiar with that. Columbus area, I know. Rio. I don't know the correct Wisconsin pronunciation, but I think everybody calls it Rio. Tomato. Oregon. But I say rad like a Californian. That's pretty cool. Or not, I guess. It depends how you look at it. I'm not a surfer. I love to water ski. Kneeboard. I've never wakeboarded. I don't really have an interest. I do see a lot of people on these, what are those? Foil boards. So there's a dude, I wish I could link it. Crystal, I should message. You seem to be really good at all the linking and stuff, and I have no idea. I have no clue, but he made a little RC electric boat to pull him on his foil board to kind of get the hang of it, because it takes so much energy and practice to actually like just get the motion. And I thought that was awesome. And like he can go for miles and miles on this foil board with this little RC boat just pulling him along. Westy says we raised chickens, had a rooster named, oh boy, let me Goethe always attacked me. One day I kicked him and effed up his wings. Still feel bad about that to this day. Oh, maybe I should feel bad for laughing. And I'm sorry to laugh, but I mean, those things are vicious, dude. I don't, it is what it is. And I'm sure the animal gods have forgiven you. I've had to kick a goose before, like hardcore football punt, a goose. Those things are mean. And if you don't stand your ground, like I'm not going to sit there and get nipped. But somebody asked Frankie in his live stream today what animal he's afraid of. And he's like, flying things, and I've never really thought of if there were creatures on the planet in this area here, which there are bald eagles and stuff, but they're just not we're too big. Now, if we were in the time of raptors and stuff like that, it would be very frightening, very frightening. But yeah, an ostrich or a big bird that could peck and hurt you would really suck. George. Okay. How did I mispronounce that? Oh, okay. Sorry. Yep. Awesome. I was like really trying to nail that, but thought a little too much into that one. George was a wicked bastard rooster. That's awesome. So yeah, our neighbors had 2. It was Rufus and I can't think of the other one. He was little rooster, but mean. And he would chase Rufus out of the chicken area. And so Rufus would jump the fence and fly over here and just do his rooster chicken thing all day by himself, more or less. And yeah, after like a couple weeks went by and he quit coming around, I really started to like love this thing coming through the shop. He would drop a little rooster treat every now and then, but it wasn't bad. And he'd have the doors open in the summer, and he'd come through, cockle-doodle, hey, Rufus, and he actually would like just let me pick him up and hold him and just sit there with no care in the world, put him outside. And then I said, where's Rufus? And they're like, oh, he came home one day and just, that was it. He just fell over and a rooster attack and heart attack, they figured. Either way, I'm sure it wasn't from, we don't leave chemicals or he didn't get into anything, but I still was like, wow, I really miss that bird. So Westy says, I was though of 7 humans in the house who usually fed the chickens in the morning. Yeah, that's the responsibility and letting them out and having to get attacked by this rooster every day when you're the hand that feeds it is, it is doing its job to a certain degree, but I mean, that brain, that tiny little brain inside of their head has to realize that, okay, the same person is showing up every day. It's got food. I'm not going to attack you anymore. So sometimes you got to give it the boot. Blame you. Yeah, autocorrect is vicious. It drives me nuts. So Crystal's rooster is Richard. Richard's kind of a good boy. I let him fight with my shoes because he keeps the pheasants away from my hens. Gotcha. So do you have wild pheasants that would intermingle, so to speak, with the hens? Or I guess, where are you now? That's interesting. Pheasants and hens. I mean, so here in Wisconsin, my grandfather used to tell me back when he was a kid, which would have been in the early 40s, that pheasants were everywhere here and they were just abundant, and you hunted them and you ate them and they were amazing. And then they just disappeared. Maybe over hunting, I'm not sure. But the government here stocks pheasants, and they're raised by the Department of Natural Resources to a certain size. And then once they get to a certain size, they release them off into a public hunting area. And then you just show up and, oh, there's a pheasant, boom. And, so I've never heard of any of them getting into people's chicken populations in this area. That's new to me, but I could totally see it. And then pheasants are probably meaner, maybe. I don't know. They're smaller typically. Let's see what Crystal says here. Westy says, I don't think George had a brain. He was a cant. I got you there, Crystal. Yes, and one of them managed to meet with the hens this year. Interesting. Oh, I had to get rid of that one right away because I didn't want it in my flock. Gotcha. Yep. Pheasants and hens can actually crossbreed, and that is crazy. You get a smaller chicken that doesn't lay very many eggs out of the deal. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want that intermingling. What about the meat, I guess? Obvious, or maybe you're raising them just for the eggs, but from like a meat sense, I have only had a couple pheasants, or tried the meat itself, and found it to be not as good as people thought it would, or told me it was going to be. Whereas just like chicken's really good. Everybody loves chicken, don't they? We had chickens here for quite a while. And then when my son was about 3, his mom departed, and I sold my chickens to the neighbors because I had my son full time, and it was just so much to do. he was still too little to put it on like his to-do list or his chore. You know, I'm 3-4 years old, and it was just one more thing on my plate to deal with. So if we do need any eggs, we have two neighbors that have chickens. So, and I guess if we get really hungry, you know, our other neighbors used to do meat birds. They did like 40 a summer, and in like 3 months, these little white chicks would just grow over these white balls that would just like hobble around their yard, all outdoor, you know, naturally raised or as natural as you can out here. And I was just like baffled at how fast those things grow. It was crazy. He was just walking around without a face. I just talked so much. I don't know what that. I have to think about what I was just saying. I was just saying so much so fast because I'm still so wound up from that earlier message that I got to think about what I said because I don't know how to respond to that here. Let me. So Westy, catch me up. I'm sorry. George, gotcha. Oh, well, yeah, that's what I thought, Crystal. I'm like, is he talking about he was just walking around without a face? Oh, I bet you with a face. It was just a rooster with a face and no brain, and YouTube autocorrected it, is what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. It was just a rooster with a face is what we're going to go with. Gosh, I have this plastic rat. It's a toy, but it doesn't scare me, but it's like a tiny little, you know, that little jump scare when you see whatever it is that you get jump scared by. And so, yeah, this jump scares me. I mean, who wouldn't? And, but I leave it here in my top toolbox drawer, and 7 out of 10 times, every time I open this top drawer, I'm like, oh, it's still, we don't have rats here. I suppose if you lived on a farm or there was more farming type stuff around here, better cover that up. So, especially with the new YouTubes policies and stuff. Westy, not George, 2 feathers. He had his face eaten off. He was walking around faceless in the morning. Oh my gosh. I mean, raccoons and weasels and coyotes, resilience. I mean, their brain is kind of back there on their dome, so yeah, if it can breathe and still has its balance, I guess. And that's not why he was attacking you every morning, though, is because he couldn't see and didn't have half of his facial functions. Is that I would assume that's probably not why, but I'm sure he could see at the time when he was constantly attacking you. I wish I could remember. I think my son might have gotten attacked by our neighbor's rooster, but my son hasn't had the best run with animals, at least up to about recently. When he was like 5 or 6, he got nailed by a goat. A goat like goaded him. And then when he was like 7 or 8, he had his face a little too close to a border collie. And I think he thought that, you know, oh, it's like our Daisy because, you know, our Daisy, you could just do whatever you wanted to. And it just nipped it, like, I think just the little end of his nose, barely, no blood, nothing like that, but just a good little lesson to learn in life. Like, hey, dude, We don't put our faces close to animals. And, so anyway, Westy says 2 feathers put up a good fight, survived losing his face. 2 feathers. Oh my gosh. George was the one who attacked me, not 2 feathers. Okay, cool. Okay. So yep. 2 separate. Crystal says, I have figured out the best way to deal with mites. Crystal says, I have figured out the best way to deal with mice, rats, moles, and shrew. They can't fart or burp, so you find a way to get them to eat baking soda. I usually use a mixture of peanut butter and flour and baking soda. Okay. Then all of a sudden you will find a bunch of dead firming around. That is awesome. Let me read that again. Okay. So mice, rats, moles, and shrew, which I have a dead shrew / mole. We can get into that discussion here in just a minute, sitting right outside the door from a cat. They don't eat those. They won't eat the shrews or the moles, but they'll eat mice all day, every day. So that's really interesting, at least the ones here. Crystal, that is savage. I love it. Funny story. So I don't know. I can tell this story, I think, right? Crystal, you're a moderator in a couple other live streams. Thank you guys again so much for being here and joining me. Thank you. So my son had a buddy over a couple months ago, and they're in the house, and I'm out here in the shop. But it was getting like 10:30. It was getting time for me to go in and make sure they had constant supervision for the rest of the night until they passed out. So they're 10 years old, and they're back there playing their video game, and I'm in the living room sitting down, and I hear something in the kitchen. And I always have a, how can I term this? An air-powered projectile launcher. Air-powered though, so CO2 in the form of a shortened handheld version. I think you're catching my drift. And so that's awesome, Westy, you're a mod. Oh yeah, you are a mod. I've seen you as a mod on a few other channels, Westy, so that's awesome. So I'm sitting on the couch. I hear something in the kitchen. I know it's a mouse. I grab my device, CO2 powered device that shoots round little balls, copper, or BB sized BBs. I think we can say that without getting anything. So I go out in my kitchen and I see it. I see this little mouse run down in like my pots and pans, and then down another shelf, and then it's like between a crock pot and a pan, but no glass or anything. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try this. There's a few channels out there where the dude will set up like night cameras and stuff in a barn and snipe them, but I did it. And whether I got it off of a ricochet or I got it off of my amazing marksmanship, pop. And said, guys, get out here. So my son and his buddy come running out to the kitchen, and they're like, what's up? I said, dude, check that out. The mouse with this. And they're like, they were impressed. It was pretty cool. So we'll get back to the chat here. The flour and baking soda is a wonderful idea. My neighbor Wayne, who we could do a channel on as well someday, he's got these mole traps all the time. They spring loaded, like 3-prong, stab them in the ground, and he gets like a couple a year off of that, but that's about it. 2 feathers again. Let's give a shout out to 2 feathers. Poor guy. And George, that's how it goes. Crystal's a savage. Crystal and myself mod many channels. I sure am. Drift caught. Oh boy, I gotta get caught up here with like the chat and the terminology. Wayne's neighbor's second channel. Oh my gosh. How many neighbors do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 or 7 of us that share a driveway. And then everybody has like probably 5 to 10-ish acres. I have the smallest property, but mine connects with Wayne's. And then if I just like the driveway is a shared driveway. So, but Rob owns all the land on the other side of the driveway. So it's just an awesome free for all, about 10 acres of just bomb wherever you want on a dirt bike, 4-wheeler. We've driven cars through Rob's woods. We've driven, it's awesome. It's a magical playground to have neighbors that are like that. And I can't believe it took me this long to be like, hey, your neighbor Rob is like an awesome dude, and you've got some content here. You've got the ability to share some of his stories, some of my stories, and the motorcycles. Like, we haven't even touched the surface with the bikes yet. We're going to go crazy with bikes. Even though I love, like, I mean, I do love MMA, but I'm a motorcycle dude. I love vintage bikes, modern bikes, any kind of a bike. And that used to be my passion. I'll show it on the wall. You can't see it, but kind of have like a tribute to my time racing motorcycles. And I really enjoy it. And I'd like to do more of it. So let's share this. And I'm not getting anything put away. Sorry if that was loud. Crystal, you are a fucking great working mod, though. Very proud of you. Yes, you are amazing. Like, and honestly, I don't even know what it takes. Have zero clue. If you ask me, Carrie, what do you got to do to be a moderator on YouTube? I have to ask Google or ask a YouTuber. Crystal can let you know. Yuck, cootie. Oh, Westy, that's awesome. You were talking about your fun little toy that you were shot at the pots and pans with. I was just saying I understand that piece you were using. Okay, cool. Yeah. Little toy. That's a fun little toy. That's a good way to say that, because they are. Not necessarily a toy, but good terminology. I mean, a beat. If it's gonna do the BBs, yeah, then you could still shoot your eye out. What movie? A Christmas Story? Oh, what a good movie. And that kid that was in the movie The Christmas Story, I believe, and if I think Rob might be watching still. I can't see how many live viewers I have at all. I've got my 480p webcam sitting on top of a car on a tripod. And then over there is my monitor for my main computer that this is streaming on. But right here, I don't know. That's a laptop that's just showing me this stream. So I'm looking at myself delayed, but just reading the chat off of this live. Okay, 5. Awesome. Hey, welcome everyone. What the heck was I just going to say? Red Ryder BB gun. Yes. Thank you, Crystal. Shoot. That was such a good movie. So that kid, I believe, is in another movie called The Dirt Bike Kid. And it's pretty funny because this kid gets a YZ80 dirt bike, a Yamaha YZ80 dirt bike. And my son just got a CR80 dirt bike. And at the beginning of the movie, excuse me, it's a single mom, so I can relate being a single dad. And this 10-year-old kid is just glued to the TV. He has got his eyes glued to the TV because it's a motocross race coming up this weekend and everybody's jumping. And meanwhile, like, something's burning in the kitchen, toaster, what oven, I don't remember. And the mom takes it out, throws it outside. The smoke alarm's going off. And she says, Johnny, I can't think of his name at the moment in the movie, but either way, like, how are you going to make it through life if you can't even cook a piece of toast or do this simple little task? And he looks at his mom and he goes, on a CR80, that's how I'm going to get through life. And that to me is just so awesome, because as a kid, like, I remember thinking, like, all I need is this or that and I'll be fine. And it's just funny. So anyway, I got to get back to the chat here. I got way off there. Nothing new in the chat. So that was my little story about the Red Ryder BB gun. Oh shoot, I said the word. Hopefully that doesn't. Does that matter, Crystal? If you say the G, see again, like should I be I've got so many questions. I think too with Frankie. Frankie's an awesome dude. You guys have so many creators in this space as well. Like I think which it's not my wheelhouse at all, but like I don't know, some type of a community for the creators to benefit Frankie. Like he makes a video on, hey, how to up your YouTube. What I don't know, but just I wish nothing but the best for him and the success. Awesome stuff. Nope, you should be good because we are still talking about toys and things. You're not showing actual things. It's only being mentioned and not. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Gotta love Frankie. What an adorable British. I think I know what Westy wants to say there, but I'm not gonna. But maybe it's just the YouTube too. So, and what I really enjoy, and since we have for sure 2 people in here that are MMA, and I know it's bus, motorcycle, whatever, farm talk. We'll talk about roosters. We'll talk about everything. But I like to watch people from other parts of the world. And I don't know why, whether it's perspective, accent, maybe because I live in an American, I have to listen to everybody talk like me. To hear somebody talk differently is appealing. I don't know. I guess I'll show you how much of a casual, well, I'm not necessarily a casual because I grew up with a friend who was really big into MMA, but I wasn't like a super fan. My mom despised it. Thought it was just gross. And, this was all at the inception. This was, I'm born in 1980. So, I got to see it all come about. And honestly, I was watching something about Mike Tyson, and then the YouTube algorithms picked up on it, and they put Michael Bisping in front of me. And I know a lot of people like to crap on Mike and for this or that, and rightfully there is a lot we can do in that department. There's also, I think, at the end of the day, Bisping's a pretty good Chad, and I do enjoy his live streams or some of his stuff I do. But then I think it was the accent. I really do. I think it was the accent. And then his pompous attitude kind of just started to push me to the side a little bit. And then I found Mexican martial arts. We like British MMA YouTubers because they are hardcore AF. They stay up so late, man. They do, Westy. And that's why maybe I enjoy them too, because I'm a late night. I'll be up for another probably. I got to cut it short tonight. At least another hour. But they're hardcore. And even though I consume a lot of mixed martial arts content and I'm up on a lot of the stuff, I've never been a numbers guy where like, oh yeah, we're into football, any ball sport, and no ball games. It's not a sport, ball games. I think MMA is a true sport. And we could go down that rabbit hole too if you want to go over the definition of a sport and a game. I stand pretty strong on a few stances there, but I think MMA is the ultimate sport, as well as motorcycle racing, mountaineering, anything you versus even a golf. Like, it is a stick and ball sport game, but it's not like it's between you and you've got this objective, and there's nobody else that really plays a part of it. And so the team stuff is what I just don't care for. That's my take, real quick. I guess that nobody asked. Nobody asked. Gotta love Frankie. What an adorable Westy. We like because yeah, super hardcore. And so my MMA road, Mexican martial arts. I loved his skits. Oh my gosh, his judo in the streets and his Mexican takes on MMA, like maybe got a little old at the end, but I mean he had some really good live streams. Jesse from Mexican martial arts. Yeah, he was. I miss him. I mean he's around a little bit here and there, but I thought he was legit, and he is legit, and I wish him the best because I love his stuff, so good. And then I bounced around from Guru, did a little bit of Guru. The only way I found out about Guru is when Michael Bisping crapped on him in one of his streams or whatever. Yeah, I think it was in a live stream or whatever. I was watching that, and I'm like, whoa, Mike is hating on this guy, like hating on him. So I'm gonna go check him out, and then I did, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this dude is awesome. I'm gonna just start watching this guy. And then the Guru would always do live raid. At the end of his stream, he would raid so and so, and then that's how I found ITP. ITP led me down the rabbit hole. So it's just what an awesome community it's been. So Westy says, I started with Jesse on Fire, then Mexican martial arts. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I do consume some Jesse here and there. And so in between all my little stints, as I was saying earlier, there's been dabs of Jesse in there. I could have worded that differently, but so he wasn't he called Vato Studios back in 2020? Maybe. I always call him Vato in his streams. Like whenever I would jump in the stream, I'd always be like, "What's up, Vato?" Because I think that just means homie or like your compadre or your bro. I think. I don't know too well. Anyway. Then MMA Guru, then Rigo. Once I found Rigo, I found many others, and Rigo is. Crystal says, see where I get into Mexican martial arts. When I lived in Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, I used to teach women self-defense over in Madison. Awesome. I wasn't far away from the stadium. Very cool. Very cool. So, Crystal, that's funny you say that. Not funny. It's not funny you say that. I think it's awesome you say that. But as far as the martial arts and like self-defense goes, I was a mechanic at a dealership in Madison, very unhappy with my job. And when Wisconsin passed the concealed carry law, I went to Utah and became certified to teach concealed carry classes under the NRA. And oh my gosh, it was my segue out. I was able to teach enough classes at night on the weekends and do groups to get out of that job to be able to work here at home. And then I just got burnt out on it. And now honestly, like I promote like just, self-defense and whatever anybody can do to better themselves in any situation. I'm 100% for it. I just got burnt out on the whole boomstick thing. And I live in a bubble out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's awesome. I love it. And it's still abundantly, at my disposal if needed. So, lurkers, who do we got lurking? How many people are in the chat now? 4 watch. Oh, it says right there. Okay. 4 watching now is what it shows on mine. Rigo is probably watching right now. I don't think we don't need to be subscribed. You can watch anybody you want. I know that. I don't know why I said that. But I don't even know who that guy is. But I'm going to probably check him out just because there's been so much talk about him lately. Seems like the avocado guy of MMA right now, if that's a good analogy. Is that Crystal, was that around '07 or '02-ish? That would have been, yeah, '07-ish. Because I left the dealership in 10. So yeah, that would have given me a year or two to get everything. Yeah, so yeah, it was '07 when Walker got elected. And then when Trump got elected as president, that's when like business just went done. Like, oh, Trump's in office. Okay, we don't need, everything's fine. Like, we'll just do what we, that's the vibe I got as a concealed carry instructor who taught a lot of classes for a long time. And then all of a sudden, like, it really tapered off. And I didn't change anything as far as like advertising. It was just, I think it was really a political, that political wave that was just like, and yeah, no more classes. And I was burnt out too. Very repetitive. Whereas like self-defense, one-on-one training, I think it'd be a much more variety. Every person is going to be a different height, weight. You're just going to have so many different scenarios too you could play out. Whereas this was a lot of just safety talk. Here is, this, and this. Yeah, I mean, it's Pandora's box when you talk about self-defense using a firearm in a critical situation like that. So, and the liability, thankfully, Wisconsin law, and I believe federal law, but as an instructor, if you're teaching a class in good faith and you provide people with the curriculum and have it available for the public, you're absolved from any legal things that could come from that course. So, and I've said that 1,000 times and don't want to repeat it, but, and that's, I then continue to say, if a woman of my size and stature could take that, maybe it's time to move on to a better form of defense and start working on some concealed carry permits around here. Awesome. That's awesome. So did you then too go get certified yourself to teach CCW classes, or did you just get that yourself? I'm curious. That is awesome. But I mean, let me just reread it. I then continue to say, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. A woman of my size and stature could take that. Maybe it's time to move on to a better form of defense and start working on some concealed. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a topic. I mean, I'm so about freedom and whatever floats your boat and makes you happy. And I mean, so many people that I taught courses to in a critical situation would most likely just freeze and which isn't bad all the time. I can't say that I wouldn't either. Like, I have never been accosted by anything or anybody or an animal. I actually did have a guy stop his car and get out of his car in traffic the other day and come towards me. But when I floored it towards him as he was walking towards me, he got out of the way really quick, and then that was it. But, and in that situation, I mean, someone walking at your car in an aggressive manner, you could take that as, as a threat. But anyway, that's a whole nother situation. I just couldn't believe it. It was the first time in a long, ever, that anybody's ever been. People just seem so uptight and everybody needs to chill. This morning on the way to school, someone was just riding our butt in the van. I've got a Toyota Sienna. I'm 40 years old rocking a minivan with a 10-year-old next to me. Like, do you really got to tailgate us to the point where we can see your rearview mirror and that's it? Like, that's all. We don't see your hood. We don't see your lights. You are so close. And we're turning off into a school zone. And like, just people, give us some space. Give everybody a little space. The world would be a much happier place. You don't need a tailgate or, pass somebody to just get to the stoplight and go lights a little quicker, Crystal, I mainly stuck with self-defense women classes using pepper spray, tasers. Oh, taser. Oh. And I would then refer them to another guy who taught concealed carry. Awesome. Very cool. Boy, that wasn't me, was it? That'd be crazy. That'd be a small, awesome circle world if you were like, yeah, what was your name? My business name was Concealed Carry, which is not very witty, but some people thought it was quite thoughtful since my name is Carrie. So I just went with it. It worked. But pepper spray, I've never been pepper sprayed. I've never been tased. I've been electrocuted. Mildly electric, like maybe 120 when I was a kid with the butter knife and got me the curly hair. 9-volt battery to the tongue. That's it. So no pepper spray, no taser on me. Oh my gosh, those taser videos are brutal. Has anybody in the chat ever been tased or pepper sprayed? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a live chat talking about my neighbor Rob's bus. We're on the topic of pepper spray and tasers tonight. Crystal, you said that you used to reside in Wisconsin. So whereabouts in the States are you now? I got it. So we got this weird old drill bit with a pointed triangular end. It looks like a really old drill bit for wood. It's not going in metal or concrete, and it's got a threaded. I'm not a woodworker, but found this probably at the dump. It looks almost handmade. It is old. Really cool. Probably put this in Rob's van. So Rob has a white Sprinter next to his bus. And anything that I want to see repurposed and don't want to throw away, but yet maybe Rob could use it. So there's a few things in the back of that. We'll show that video, or not video, but I can make a video on it. That would be pretty funny. It's got like a record player, a radio, a full-blown like record player from your grandma's living room. Some of the stuff I don't want to see thrown away, and maybe Rob can use it. If he can't, then maybe we'll have a sale someday. Or just crush the whole thing with everything in it and just call it a day. That's the other thing, is I have some video of crushing cars with like an actual car crusher. I thought about starting another channel doing that as kind of almost like an ASMR type of a thing. I've heard that people really find that soothing to watch cars being crushed. I personally can't bear it, but I just have access to it and feel like it's a really cool opportunity to do that because not very many people have access to weekly car crushing where they can just walk right up and do whatever they want as far as filming and stuff like that. And probably get 10 cars a week crushed, maybe a few more or a few less, depending on the week. That's another thought I had. WTF Mike, who's Rob's neighbor? Like, explain this channel if you would. What do you do? Westy says, play some dank tunes, bro. Crystal says, was going to work the door from there. He got me started in this woman's self-defense. Nice. Awesome. WTF Mike, I'll get to you in just a second here. I'm going to show us how you sharpen chainsaws, Westy. Okay. I will do that in just a second. I'm going to turn up the music here a little bit. I wasn't planning on being out here this late. Let's see some dank tunes. What do we got here? I just put on some copyright free, but I can't hear it on the background, so we'll just put on some, oh wait, here's some better stuff maybe. I don't know. Musical MMA maybe? Musical has some pretty good background music from time to time. So WTF Mike, to answer your question, who's Rob's neighbor? That's me, Carrie. I'm Rob's neighbor. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. My neighbor Rob lives right across the driveway, and in making my channel, I want to have a channel about motorcycles. I'm a motorcycle mechanic, automotive type YouTube. Like that's the area of focus that I want to go. And I used to be called Specialty Automotive, and I thought, you know what, yes, I am a specialist. I'm a master of this craft, 25 years in the business, but there's nothing special about me. I'm nothing special. I'm just Rob's neighbor at the end of the day, you know? And so I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll just do Rob's neighbor, because Rob himself is a living legend in my eyes. And he has a lot of motorcycles. And I want to do videos on motorcycles. And Rob is a very awesome, generous dude, and he doesn't care about, I just going to say he doesn't care about his motorcycles. A lot of his motorcycles don't run or are in need of some repairs. So that works out even better for the channel, because now we can get Rob's motorcycles running better, make content out of it, and we all win, hopefully. And it would ideally be awesome to see like something, you know, if you were to say what is like the coolest future end goal would be to grow the channel so much to a size where like we could restore a majority of Rob's collection, in a way of like kind of paying it back, so to speak. So but that's neither here nor there. We're a channel about that. And then I do have a pretty large subscriber base of MMA fans as well. Mechanics, yes. Crystal, I'm kind of a menace. Mike, you're in North Dakota. All right. I've been to Sturgis 3 times in South Dakota with my neighbor Rob, twice with him, and then once or twice on a family trip. But the Dakotas are beautiful. Westy, I got to get you to the chainsaw. Is clamping them upside down in the vise so you're at the end of the bar? Crystal, hell yeah. Born and raised, or are you a new arrival in North Dakota? Born and raised also. Nice. So Sturgis, neighbor Rob, obviously into motorcycles, has a tenure of years at motorcycle shops working on bikes. And he's like, hey, you should come out to Sturgis with me and change motorcycle tires. You make a pocket full of cash in a week, and it's pretty cool. lot of cool, fun trails to ride at night, or not at night, but after you're done working and stuff. And I thought, you know what, that'd be cool. Good way to make some extra cash. And the first year was awesome. The second year, I got really sick, so I don't know what that was. And then I just never went back because it kind of tapered off. And the guy who did the tires lost the spot or sold the spot where he was doing them. But the first year was an interesting thing to see. And I don't want to at all. I don't mean WTF, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to link. I'm just trying to. The Dakotas are awesome. And I don't mean to tie it in with Sturgis, because I don't know how y'all are sitting on that. But to me, it was kind of like a overinflated ego costume fest, if that makes sense. But I had a good time with Rob. We did make a pocket full of cash and changed a bunch of motorcycle tires for people. So that was awesome. Westy, yes, on the chainsaw blades. Okay, so what I was going to do is be a smart ass and just show you how I sharpen them, because I have a brand new one in a package. I don't do enough chainsaws or that type of stuff to even know how to sharpen them. I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, I don't. People have told me and showed me how. I think I have files for doing it. Like, are some of if you hand file, I love these files for automotive and motorcycle stuff. Neighbor Rob is a chainsaw dude. He's got chainsaws, and I have quite a few laying around the shop right now. Here's a Home Light chainsaw in a box, and then I've got another Husqvarna over there, and all this stuff. Basically, man, what a dump! Can everybody see behind me and see all this crap? There's just stuff everywhere. And it's going to all be gone. I want to get rid of it. I want to do some projects on a lot of it, but I get it all from the dump. And we'll talk about that another day as well. So yes, Westy, I do understand what you're saying as far as how you would clamp that in the vise to sharpen it. Something I would like to get into someday when I maybe have a little more time. A friend of mine, I helped her cut down some trees a few weeks ago, and I'm like, man, this chainsaw is just not doing anything. And honestly, I didn't even think about sharpening it. The blade looked really bad, so I just went to the hardware store and got a new one. And you're all probably laughing at me for it. And that's fine. I mean, but the new blade cut really good. I don't know how long they last. I don't know how many, I'm sure, bar length and all the pitches and what type of wood you're going to cut with it as well. Has a lot to do with the longevity and stuff like that. I still haven't come across my 5mm Allen that I started off this stream. We got 3 people in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and chatting here. This has been fun. I really enjoy this. I went in a little bit ago, an hour, around 9:30 to check on my son and kind of wrap up the night. And he was out cold. So, I'm just going to come out here and do this. And as you're starting off a new channel, I think doing live streams helps interact with the community, because I do want to build a community of people that are interested in what we are, and hopefully we can provide value in the form of entertainment, education, stuff like that. That's what I'd like to go. So you need a vise on the corner of your bench to your right. Flip the saw upside down so the bar is pointed out towards you. Game changer. Gotcha. So I have this is just like a little corner of the shop. I should do a tour, because we've got vices on benches in the other room. There's a tool room, an air compressor room. I've got a rock room. This is just like half the shop because it's heated. and I'm just one person. So the shop is 46 by 60 feet, and I don't need that big of a box to work in the winter and summer. So I condensed it in half, and the front half is insulated. So in the summer, I can have AC, and then in the winter, I can have heat, and I'm not heating a huge pole shed in Wisconsin winter. Um, Heating it's very good, but yeah, we have a vise. This is my toolbox that moves, obviously, but I understand what you're saying. I should do a demo. We'll do a video with Rob. We'll do a neighbor Rob blade sharpening with Westy. You can tell us how we're doing, because that we'll do it in his kitchen on his kitchen table too. If he's gonna park motorcycles in his house, he can certainly sharpen chainsaw blades on his kitchen table. I have not gotten as many tools away as I normally would have. Hey, thank you, Mike. Have a good night. I'm gonna probably wrap it up here in just a minute. Not in a minute, but in a few minutes. But thank you very much for joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Crystal, I've been climbing trees since 2010. So Westy, are you a tree trimmer or a arborist? Are you an arborist? Is Westy an arborist? So I have a couple arborist friends that full blown degree from UW-Madison. He has a tree trimming business. Johan, you will hear him mentioned in some videos from time to time. In the bus video, Rob drove the bus to Johan's house at night one time, which with one headlight. I don't know if he had taillights. Did you have taillights, Rob? Are you in the chat? One of my trades. I'm a tree climber by trade. Awesome. I can climb a tree about 15 feet here in the yard. We have a couple, just good old fashioned trees. And I get up a few good sturdy branches, and I look down and I'm done. And when I was a kid, I remember maybe it was just the feeling. Maybe I wasn't that high. Maybe I didn't climb as high. I don't know. But that feeling of height to me, as I've aged, I love heights. I'll go on an airplane with you, do whoop-de-doos, whatever. Let's hit a roller coaster, anything, bring it. Let's do it. But ladders and trees, I don't know. I don't know what it is. A harness would help. One headlight, wallflowers. Oh, yeah. Nice. Good call. Rob will appreciate that if he's on there. One of my trees. So then another friend, he has a wood chipper, and he asked if I could look at it and work on it, and I haven't seen it yet. And the reason he asked me is because it has a car engine, apparently, or a truck engine. He said he paid $95,000 for this wood chipper in 2015. So it's almost 10 years old. If it's a diesel 4-cylinder or any type of a gas engine with pneumatics, hydraulics, electronics, we're good. We're going to be able to help them out. But 90 grand for a wood chipper, bro? You get it, eh? Oh, the wallflowers. I fell out of a tree once when I was younger. Messed up my right arm really bad. Broke a bone in my rotator cuff and collarbone. They had to keep setting it and breaking it for a year, dude. Oh, gosh, collarbones. Count me out. I mean, I guess don't count me out because I love life, but that bone, just can't even imagine my dad got hit by a car on his motorcycle and hit the curb with his shoulder and blew out the rotator cuff. So, in there. But other than that, I'm trying to think of collarbones. No, I'm good there. Thank God. Pray. I don't ever want to deal with that. Crystal, you make me smile. The wallflower reference, that's awesome. I wouldn't have, I got the gist of it, and Westy, I agree 100%. Crystal does make me smile as well a lot. And in Frankie's streams are just awesome. That's so cool yeah, it's awesome. We're getting there. We still haven't found the 5mm, but I am getting tired, and Junior's got to get up earlier than normal tomorrow for school and fell asleep earlier than normal, which is good. Man, I have a lot of tools to put away yet. And generally I'll put stuff away after every job unless I get busy. And then I just set stuff here, and then I go do another job, and then it's also job size. Like if it's a big job, then a lot of tools come out, and then I'll usually reset. But this is like a culmination, a cumulative pile of a couple, probably 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I've been in and out of the shop more. Yeah, so this is bad. Speaking of, I don't know how well that holds up. I'm going to look at my computer and see. Crystal makes everyone smile. Yes, she does. Oh, this is delayed. I'm looking at this laptop. Oh, and you can't see nothing but glare. How's that, everyone? Do you like all that glare? That's not even worth it. Oh, it's the Wisconsin Dells. The river, beautiful, and I'll get better with lighting. I'm going to show who's all in here. We have 4 people watching, so for sure, Crystal, Westy, I want to show you guys just a quick little camera. I'm going to move the camera around once and show y'all the shop a little better. I can't. Let's see what we got here. So that's like my motorcycle. I had someone paint that mural. They put a projector up on the wall. It was really cool. That bench is full of crap from a car I'm working on, for my own personal. That whole corner, see all that stuff piled up. It's just so much stuff I get. And I'm like, oh, this will look cool if I do a video. And this would be cool for a backdrop. And I've paid absolutely nothing for all of it, unless it's a piece of shop equipment. But again, this is just a small portion of the shop. Not all my shop looks like that. But it's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Are we back? All right. Don't feel bad. Your garage looks like mine. My keeping equipment has mixed in with hobby tools, and everything is everywhere. I am glad I'm not alone, Crystal. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's a lot of people say too, oh, it's a garage, it's a shop, it should be messy, but this is beyond. I'm not a neat freak. I'm not have to have everything in an organizer, but this is unmanageable for me. I just can't work like this. So that's why we're cleaning up the tools tonight. And I'll probably clean up some more in the morning. But Home of the Ducks, is there some pretty fun little boat cars, however you want to say it? Yes, the duck boats. They also have the jet boat tours now, and have for a while. and we went on a fifth grade field trip last year for my son's school, and we all got to ride on these jet boats, and it was pretty cool. Dad, Westy. Yes, thank you, Westy. I've even got the glasses on here, so I can lower them down. And home of the ducks. All right, my shop looked worse. I think in that corner where you don't have a ton of stuff, you need some metal art, like something cut off of a plasma table. Wink, wink. I can do that, Thank you. Yes, that is all you can. Crystal, where are you again? All right. Let's see here. I believe we've uncovered a lovely new stream, eh? Hey, thank you, Westy. Yeah. So metal art, I got to show you something, Crystal. I'll be right back. Just hang in there 1 second. I'm going to grab something. I got to show you this. Where did that go? So, I mean, it's not cool metal art by any means, but like this was at the dump next to it, in the dumpster, actually. This was in the dumpster. And I mean, it's not my style or my thing, but it's really cool. It's metal. And you can do a lot with. Somebody had to punch it out or stamp it out on a machine or produce it, and I don't know. So much waste in this world. And plasma cutters are so much fun. We bought a smaller plasma cutter. What are you going to do with that, Westy says this? I don't know. Not throw it away. Give it to you. If you swing through Wisconsin, give it to Crystal if she's around. And honestly, to sell this stuff just isn't worth it. It's not, and I don't want to say it's not worth it, but to put it on Facebook, list it, take a picture, write a description, put the ad up, list it in Marketplace, put it in other places, and then deal with the nonsense. Hey, can you meet Saturday at 3? Will you take $25? Sure. Saturday comes around, nothing, and so it's just, unless it's like a good ticket item that it's a good quick flip, it's just not worth it. And something like this to me is not worth throwing away, and it's not worth selling. So I literally hang on to it for somebody like you guys or anybody that comes by. And, oh, that's really cool. Oh, you like that? You do? Have it, please. Because now I know it goes to somebody who appreciates it, and it's not going to go in the garbage. North Dakota. Okay, Crystal. So that at WTF, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike, if you're still in here and hearing me. I could just scroll up, but Mike is from the Dakotas, the North Dakota there. Crystal says, I'm on a nice little farm in North Dakota. Cody likes to mess around with his plasma table too. I do a lot of the polishing while he does the drawing of the art and cutting. Very cool. I'm definitely going to check that out. Oh my God, I understand what you mean. I've been trying to sell honey on Facebook. These people don't show up. I end up selling it to other people that see me playing with it in the back of my car. Exactly. It's like, yeah. Western Hair says it looks like it's IV bags. It does. Actually, yeah. Kind of. I mean, you can flip it around too, but so much stuff like this. Metal art. I mean, I really want to do another channel as well, because honestly, which everything I say is honest, because if you don't lie, you don't have to remember what you say. And I have a lot to say. So that's how I roll. I am doing this on everything for free. The 1080p craptastic webcam we're using right now was free. The computer that it's streaming off of, the monitor over there that I'm keep looking at, not the camera, is everything. The laptop here, the cables, the microphone that I'm using, the stand that the microphone's on, all of it out of either the dumpster or metal bin from the dump that we use. And so we use like a community township dump. We don't have a garbage service. So they have like 15 dumpsters and half of them are recycling. And then there's metal bins for your electronics and stuff like that. And it's a pretty good, how do I want to say it? It's a not rich community, but not, there's money around. And a lot of people just would rather toss it than try to resell it or even give it to Vinny's now. To some people, that's too much of an inconvenience. So anyway, I don't run hair anymore. What are you talking about, Westy? Are you drinking? Crystal, duh. I was thinking about having a beer. I'm going to have a beer one of these maybe. I shaved my dome. Yeah, I might do that one of these. I'm not going to shave my dome, but I need to. I need to do some hair dye. I saw a lot of gray the other day, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? That means you're living. I shaved my dome. My brother-in-law shaves his head. My son looks like he got electrocuted. His hair is just disgusting. He loves long. I don't mean that in a bad, I mean that in a loving, fatherly way. His hair is just, looks like Cousin It from oh my gosh, it's right there. The family of It, Cousin It. Come on, chat. You got me. I'm Mr. Clean. Yeah, we're a bad influence on Frankie too. We got him to drink on stream one day. If you can get me to have like 3 beers on stream, that's it. That's my cap. Like I can't, I'm done at 3 beers anymore. Hey Westy, when are we going to go make Frankie take us shot for shot live on camera? Oh my gosh, Crystal. Are you crazy? Cousin It from the Addams Family. Thank you. And I mean crazy by like, I don't think I could hang with Frankie and keep up. I just don't. I mean, I know I couldn't. I'll just be admitted, like straight up. There's no, those, they've got it. They're different. They're hardcore in ways we aren't here in the States, if that makes sense. And I'll just leave it there. But yes, Cousin It from the Addams Family. That is it. Thank you. That's exactly what my son looks like currently. Not as short, probably, but if his hair looks just like that. It's horrible. Ford Motorcraft fuel injector clip and a little grass clipper. These little. Why is this here? Why do I have this on my toolbox? Maybe I was going to sharpen the blades. Who knows? We're going to put it over here. Well, I don't know if the Beetle, did I show the Beetle earlier? I'll show the Beetle and then we're going to end the, what? Shouldn't even show that. Who cares? You probably saw it. Got 4 live viewers still. That's awesome. Smooth like the emojis. Cousin It. I'm more like Uncle Fester. That's awesome. I did not watch a ton of the Addams Family. I mean, my dad loved it. My dad watched it all the time. Mine was Gilligan's Island was big. Saved by the Bell. It's probably about the last, maybe a little bit of Family Matters. And then tons of Looney Tunes, gobs of Looney Tunes, Beavis and Butthead in junior high a little bit, but now I'm even ashamed to mention. It's like when you go back and watch Beavis and Butthead now, it's really bad. At least in my eyes, even though the music videos and stuff are pretty cool. But South Park is just probably another reason why Frankie, I really love his edits. Of recent are his little excerpts of South Park that he puts in there. Just awesome. I love it. Love South Park. He has a Herbie the Love Bug. I don't have an OG Herbie. It's the newer Herbie looking thing. I just got it from a customer. They hit a Bambi. And the Bambi damage isn't that bad. So we're going to just put a headlight in it. And that's really all it needs. And I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. I'm falling in love with the thing. I'm just absolutely falling in love with it. I'm looking at it right now. Here, I'll show you quick. And then we're going to wrap this awesome live stream up. Let's see if I can do this without falling or dropping the camera. I'm going to climb on it. Beep, beep. That's Roadrunner, but... Oh, you could see it. I think you could see it. Maybe I am an idiot, but yeah, I think y'all can see it. Let's see what the chat says here. Chris, great stream, man. Westy, thank you. Thank you so much again. Air hugs, like high fives. I cannot thank you guys so much. I really, really mean it from the bottom of my heart. This is an awesome journey, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go. Stupid reindeer hopping on the hood of your car like Johnny, little son of a gun, hopped up on energy drinks. Yes, 100%. On that note, Crystal, too, one time I was driving my sister's Ford Taurus. I'm driving it back from Christmas night. This is like December 25th, 10:30 at night, driving here to this house from Monroe. And just driving along, and I looked over and I said to my girlfriend, I said, you know what? I really like this car. And the second I put my eyes right back on the road, a horn or a antler chunk just through the windshield, and we were both fine, but completely done the car. It's just like that. In an instant, it was night, and it bounced out of the ditch onto the car. Like there was no warning. Did you just stub your toe off camera? No, I didn't, Westy. I moved a bench to get up on top of. I've got my Toyota RAV4 with the camera sitting on top of it, and then I just moved the camera a little bit. So no, but thank you for being concerned. That is a hazard here in the shop, the stubbing of the toes, and I don't have steel toe boots on, and I love the freedom. But no open-toed shoes, so we're good. No stub toes, and on that note, we'll just call it a night, I think. So thank you again, Crystal, for stopping in, saying hi. What a great chat it's been. Westy, thank you. Mike, Rob, if you're still watching up at your house, thanks for watching, everyone. And he said that night, cringed a little, found out you can't move the couch with your toes. Your toes break. This was about a month and a half ago. RAV4s are popular amongst the trans community. All right, Westy, I like that. I do. And they probably are. But they don't have an LS V8 in them. So there's no RAV4 on planet Earth that I'm aware of that anybody has put an LS GM based engine in and made it rear wheel drive. So that's what we're doing as well. I do have a couple sort of videos on that, but they're not edited in any shape. It's just me sitting in front of it babbling, and had I been working on it instead of just talking about it, it'd be much, much further along than what it is. So, but yeah, again, Crystal and Westy, I'd love to, want to show you quick. It's right here. I want to show you. Hold on a sec. I actually have another. No, I can't. There's a device inside of the RAV4. I forgot I said it. This is Wisconsin, right? So it's for pheasant practice, and I don't want to move that to show. We'll show it tomorrow, or we'll do another live here soon, or check out on the other things. But yeah, I've got a Toyota RAV4, and I'm making it rear wheel drive solely with the LSV8. So hopefully I don't get grouped into that community, and or not. Maybe it's I don't. Yeah, we don't need to go down that road. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. Have a great night, and take care. And again, I can't express my gratitude to everyone for stopping in and saying hi and getting we got half of it done, so that's a bonus. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, Crystal, I'm still here. I haven't ended it yet. Thank you. I love Miller High Life. I will have a beer. I haven't drank a beer for like 2 weeks now. So we're not, Westy's still hanging. And if you're still there, Crystal, I don't know. But I haven't had a beer for like 2 weeks. And I've heard all these people like, oh, I quit drinking and this and that and all this changed. So I figured if I haven't had a beer for 2 weeks, why not just go a month and see? I mean, would I love to have a High Life right now? Heck yeah. But next stream. And then what was the other question you had there? They damn near sell liquor on wholesale out there. Yes. We could get a keg. I could put a keg. It is unbelievable. And I think here in the county I live in, I can buy alcohol till 2 a.m. from a bar and bring it home. And then at a gas station in this county is midnight for beer, and I think 10 or 9 p.m. on hard alcohol. But in the county north to me where Madison is, the state liquor board is there. So all establishments in Dane County cannot sell after 9 p.m. So you have to go to a bar to get your beer. That's funny how they have a wrap on that. But again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I can't express my gratitude to all of you so much. Don't feel bad you're talking to a hardcore drunk, LOL. I can let people not drink. But yeah, that's one thing I do miss about Wisconsin. Yes, it is a beer friendly. I mean, New Glarus, that's where we're at. So New Glarus is notoriously known for its brewing, not for being a little Switzerland and an awesome little community that it is. So anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much.